Alright, let's do a quick mic check, because sometimes this silly little thing likes to adjust itself. I think we're good on that front. Yeah, audio levels look good. Alright, let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very interesting operation for you all today. That player count in the title is truly something special with what we got going. This is going to be a large-scale joint coalition operation with about 206 people at the moment. OFCRA are going to be starting in the town of Narva. Blue 4 are going to be starting on the top right of this small map of Ivanikova. I think that's the name of the city right there that takes this area.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Alright, Rome for the win, Ryan. Thanks for the 12-month reset. That gets you the Lance Corporal badge. Thank you for all your support, broski. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario here. We're going to do a quick review of everything. This is actually a pretty simple scenario here. It is only common objectives. We are fighting for Narva. Whoever has more people in the red zone by the 40-minute mark gets a point. 50-minute mark gets a second point. 60-minute mark is a third point. Have 40 players alive by the 60-minute mark for either side will gain you 2 points, and then it's fighting for this purple zone here. That is worth 2 points cash in at the 70 and the 80-minute mark, and then whoever has control of it by the end of the game will gain a final bonus point.
50. I must be getting old. Also, congrats on having such a beautiful wife.
Thank you, Bror. I appreciate all your support over these 50 months. Hope everything's going okay with you. I always love those funny images you send in the Merchant Marines. But thank you for all your support. Hope you keep enjoying the operations and hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. I'm going to quickly put some polling up for you guys to vote on here. And I think we'll set it for 20 minutes. I think that is a reasonable time for everything that is going. I'll read off the factions real quick. You can also find all this information in the exclamation point mission command if you want to follow along. But Blue 4 has a coalition of 4 countries. The UA, the UK, France, and Spain. So I think it's USA instead of UA. But otherwise, US, Britain, France, Spain, yada-da. OFCRA is 4 countries. Wait, no, USA is on OFCRA. What is UA? Might be Ukraine, actually. Now that I think about it. So Ukraine, British, French, and Spanish forces on Blue 4. OFCRA has Poland, Italian, German, and the United States. This is going to be a really interesting fight here. I want to check something real quick. Yeah, Poland and the US are together. That's fair. I mean, Poland is practically a miniature Texas at this point in terms of the amount of firepower it has. Those aforementioned OFCRA countries are going to be on the defensive here for this first mission. This will be tied to a big training campaign, so we'll probably see scenarios shift in this, what appears to be some sort of joint NATO exercise, probably in the future where Ukraine is added to NATO, but we'll see how things go. Would ever consider a SOG RTS like I was doing with POG? Penguin, big maybe. I do have a Vietnam campaign in the works because the updates are out. It just was poorly timed with how everything else was going. But we'll see how things go. You just need to give me a few days, and we'll be going full steam ahead with a bunch of stuff. This weekend, for example, Saturday, we will have 3 big streams. We'll have Revy 31st Steel Legion. I got to do a dev stream of them tonight, late at night, to get all that sorted because it's a lot of custom stuff. After that, we will have an on-the-ground Gears of War operation hosted by Devour King. And then the 3rd stream will be Stillwater. So a lot of streaming on Saturday. Sunday, I haven't worked out a schedule just yet. But I don't think I have DND this weekend, so I'll probably be doing some more dev streams and getting everything situated for the weekend. I need to set up some polls to determine when we're going to host the Congo Pay for Pain finale. We might have a Star Wars Pay for Pain thing in the works. I got to ask a few people around that, but there's a lot. And we're literally going to hit the ground running soon with everything going. Adamek, thank you, buddy. Adamek is one of the players in this 200-plus player scenario here, but triple digits on both sides. I mean, this is a rare treat. Normally, we only see this when we have the Russian communities going at it, but Again, today is just going to be a fun little exception to the rules where we get those big, big numbers in PvP. Now, right off the bat, we do see some weaknesses on the AO here, especially for Blue Forest Halting. We do have a River in play with some pretty nasty choke points that OFCRA could send forces out to defend. With 100 players, you can very much utilize some of these nasty choke points. The question is, can OFCRA get forces up to essentially hold off Blue 4 as they move in? But we do have a pretty nice divide here with the highway. OFCRA could try to set up some nice choke points and overwatch along elements trying to utilize this highway. We do have this ridge right here. However, the ridge is coming from north to south, so you don't want to see OFCRA trying to defend from the low ground. That's usually suicidal. But with how big this AO is, I mean, this is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12.5 kilometer border. I mean, that is a lot to work with here for OFCRA to defend. So we'll just have to see how things go. You have a lot of op dev to do? Yes, I do. We are going to have the next POG op that I want to immediately put in development and get that front logged. Some Congo stuff, some 31st Steel Legion stuff. I don't think I'm going to get it all tonight, but I at least need to get that 31st mission done. I also want to put a poll out to my community to see when they want to run that Congo finale specifically, but oh boy, the sound of over 200 people moving into a TeamSpeak channel. All right, let's have a look at OPFOR first. The amount of text information that is streaming in my TFAR window, by the way, for TeamSpeak is nuts as everyone gets parsed into that channel.
Yo.
All right. So, looking at OPFOR here, I'm pretty sure this is the U.S. force here because we got some SMAs in play. We got some G18 or G28s, excuse me. And then we got some M4s here. So, very nice stuff. Yeah, it has to be a U.S. group because this is a German group because we see HK416s. We see some Panzer Fausts, and then they got a Carl Gustav. That's a G28, actually. What's the Blue 4 marksman rifle here? This is, that's a Mark 11. My bad. So I'm getting kicked out for an ammo config. That's kind of funny. Another German group right there. I'm also taking a look at the vehicles. I'm only seeing MRAPs here for the moment. I forget if this is the MG4 or the MG5, but it's the 5.56 machine gun that the Germans use. They got a lot of AT, though, which makes me think that this is some sort of light infantry attack force, especially with a reloadable AT per squad. So quite a good mix here. I'm not seeing any GL-capable weapon. As I say that, I see a GL-capable weapon. Grenade launcher, cool. And then they've got a tank. Is this the French tank? Based off of the design and the turret placement. Someone tell me. I don't... Booker, that's cute. I don't recognize this. This makes me think it is... It's either German or French. Is the Booker's the name of the tank itself? The tan one's the MG5, gotcha. M10 Booker, okay. Huh. A failed U.S. airborne tank. Oh, that explains why I've never seen it before. Plus, it's got the 50 cal on top. Huh. Neat. So I guess we're seeing it here in a training exercise. That is just one of OPFOR's 3 platoons here. We have a German artillery tank back here. We have a scouting team with some 338 bolt actions. I do not know what that gun is, but that's some sort of 7.62 weapon. They've got drones in play as well. And they're going to be on an MRZR. We got a command Humvee in the back. We've got a fully mechanized platoon of infantry here. Here we got some MG3s in play. And then we've got some 50 cal M113s. What on earth is that gun? My brain immediately wants to say Honey Badger, but I mean, they're using MG3s. Chat, help me out here. That's an Italian AR-2000. Oh, God, we have the Italians. How long till start? 5 minutes. And they just have a bunch of 50 cal M113s. All right, we got to be quick here, though, because we still have a lot of units to go over here. Now we've got another mechanized platoon, but these have a bunch of IFVs, so this is the Polish group. I recognize these IFVs, I forget the name, so we've got their version of the PKM, which is like the UBK or something, but it's chambered in 760x51. We got ACRs. Oh, we also have some Iglas in play, and then they've got some additional AR-2 darters with them. Command is going to have some German MRAPs. Very interesting. So, OPFOR have a tank, an air assault, or air... I guess technically an airborne tank, because it would probably come out of a plane at that point. 3 IFEs, and then multiple APCs. Blue 4, we're just going to go up the list here. We have a bunch of Humvees with some G36s. Interesting. G28s as well. A lot of American gear. I am tempted to say, I don't want to say these are the Ukrainian forces. It could be French? Oh, they've executed a bunch of their own guys. No, wait, these might be British either, because they do have some of the gear too. I just don't recognize a lot of these vehicles here. But damn, you know, it's a lot. I mean, no, it might actually be the British, because they do use the NLA. I do know that much. It's just I'm so used to seeing L85s instead of what we have here. But do you have a Scar H marksman kit? Interesting. Oh, it's this thing. What I like to call the tank destroyer, but it's like the AMT something something. But this thing packs such a devastating punch. But this is definitely like their scouting element here with all the MRAPs. I just forget the exact name of what they would fall under. Looking back over here, we've got their 113s, more G36s. We got some of the Bulldogs here. So these are the British forces. This is definitely a British contingent here, because they got a GPMG on top of those weapons. Now, the 50 cal is going to be able to actually disable this, whereas the 7.62x51 GPMG on this turret's not going to be able to do much against enemy vehicles. But, I mean, these are mainly meant to transport. I mean, these NLAWs are going to smash any vehicle that they hit, so that's fine. They also have access to a Paladin artillery tank, which I don't know what the British version of it's called, but, I mean, it's an artillery tank. AMX-10 RC, I always forget it. And then we've got a single Warrior, which is a British IFE. And then we got multiple BMP-2s with Metis launchers. This might be our Ukrainian group here. Some of that Soviet vehicle doctrine here. Plus, we're seeing AKs and GPMGs. Wait, hold on. Those were some L85s right there. Yeah. Can someone use the mission commander to remind me what country the Blue 4 Coalition is? Because I know it's Ukraine, French, British, and what was that fourth country? Because OPFOR, it was Polish, American, German, and Italian. And I was able to identify all the pieces there. I'm just struggling to figure out what that fourth country was for these guys. Speaking of... Okay, they also have an L85. Not an L85, God.
Send in goats.
It's either a 308 or a 338 Laputa. I just can't remember the designation of the gun on the top of my head. So Ukraine, United Kingdom, France, and Spain. That's the missing country. All right. Anyway, Lemony Tane, thanks for the 2 gift subs. If you got a sub from Lemony, make sure you thank him or her. Otherwise, hope you all keep enjoying the operations. And hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Hey, Waldo, how you doing, broski? Welcome back. Thank you for the $10 spot. I hope you enjoy the stream, and thank you for the congratulations. Married life is already busy because we have all the wedding stuff that we have to unpack. Well, we've gotten through most of it. Bloodway and I, we've been having some good conversations about what we're going to be doing in the future, but all you guys have to worry about, it is the Accuracy International, right? Oh my god, that's why I couldn't remember the name of it. Isn't that just the AIM, or am I just crazy? L11A5, that's the other designation for it. Yep. Ah, brain. Sorry, when there's literally 8 nations worth of guns. I am a bit of a gun buff because of what I do for a living with all y'all lovely people, but I can't always remember every single one. Ah, man. Nonetheless, we'll see how Blue 4 convoys down. I'm just going to do commands here. Lolo is going to be commanding Blue 4 with Wombat as the 2IC. Op 4 is going to be commanded by Settler with Audrey Sip as the 2IC. Mission just began. The real fight is going to be what Op 4 can take on the map and then set up defensive lines to bait Blue 4 out and take them out from afar. What I'm a little worried about for Op 4's sake, though, is Blue 4 have ATGM capabilities with both the NLAWs and the BMP2s. And then if you're playing offense and you have artillery and you're fighting an opponent with static positions, artillery is also a good thing, but I've never seen artillery really work out in OFCRA, so I kind of discredit that. But we'll see how things go. You got some practice trench lines out here. You see that built into the map. That's pretty cool. I'm going to look on this town and see if there's anything custom in here real quick. We do have that custom fob. That is the purple zone. Put a bunch of dragon's teeth around it, preventing vehicles from just driving up on it. That's smart. I don't see any custom trench lines or anything around this town. I do see some nice overwatch positions. We have an airstrip back there. I guess what confuses me is we did see anti-air capabilities on both sides. And I'm scrolling through Blue 4's player count, and I don't see any aircraft. So either they're going to be using Eagles against AR-2 darters, or Blue 4 has a hidden air asset somewhere. I think it's the former based off of what I can't see, so we'll have to see how that goes. Got any gifts? Quite a few, but I'll talk about it in the dev stream later tonight. Let's focus on the op at hand. AWM. Because that's a 7.62 version of the... Yes, yes, yes. That's what I'm thinking. All right. So Blue 4 pretty much deploying in a convoy here. All right. We've got the artillery tank hanging out in the back.
Send in goat team.
This entire force heading through this Dragon Teeth area
You
here.
2 years of ops and stuff. Also now have a vehicle, so that's nice. Need to some minor work on it. Use 2016.
Nice, Ian.
So that has been good. Also, Lizardoni I Chad.
Okay, you know, Ian, I was going to say thank you for the 24-month resub, and I'm happy you have a Silver Lance Corporal badge, but that last part, nah, you're good. You're good. Hope you keep enjoying the ops. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Thanks for all the work you do on the server, but you're good. You're good. Oh, God, now everyone's spamming the word lizard. Great. Okay, I can't win. Oh, it's still... God damn it. All right. If you guys want, tomorrow when we do Daisy, I can politely ask Dream to handle the sound bites again. If you really want it, we can ask Dream for something like that, okay? Thank you, Lemony. I appreciate it. I'm going to be honest with you. Great wedding. Really cool party. A lot of funny stuff happened. I am also kind of glad it's all over with because a lot of prep, a lot of work. And now I can paint out with my best friend again, you know, casually. So, we're going to either get into Core Keeper or Cult of the Lamb again. That'll be fun. Now I'm free. Oh, I'm not free. No. No. There's literally a collar around my neck. I'm never free, but life's good. Oh, shit. There's an actual bot named Bot running for its life. I saw it hiccup, but I'm not seeing that anywhere, so I think we're good here. Exactly. Always put a ring on your best friend. Oh, I'm slightly peeved, though. My buddy Dante started streaming the new Silent Hill game last night at the midnight release, and I was I was busy doing some IRL stuff, basically cleaning up the house now, because now we got to store all the wedding stuff that we want, sell the stuff we don't. A lot of stuff for future reference. Great, thank you, Broer. Appreciate it. Let's look at Op 4 here. So they're evenly deploying. They're trying to take the forested areas over here north of this river. Little risky because you risk getting cut off, but it looks like there's a lot of dry areas here to basically allow for an easy fallback position. Okay, so this positioning makes more sense. They want to try to take all the open areas here, and then once they get their shots out and potentially stop Blue Force advance, they can easily mount up and retreat down south, dealing some good attrition damage here. With a 100 versus 100 at a minimum player count, you really want to focus on doing as much attrition damage as you can as the defender, otherwise your opponent is going to overwhelm you. Hold on. Just wanted to run that over real quick. But yeah, I'm going to be like just busy catching up with all of the work that I've put off because, you know, I needed the whole week to do stuff. But hopefully by the middle of next week, everything will be back to normal-ish. Toilet, it was already like that. We literally have a clip from a few years ago of her beating me with a dragon dildo yelling, "Get back to work, Arma Slave." I've been working for you guys for a long while now, so don't worry. That hasn't changed. So we see OFCRA trying to dig some fortifications, but there's no one actually watching anyone come in. A little bit of a weakness here by the squad lead for not designating someone to actually go on watch here to get everything here. Yeah, oh, yes, dear. Thank you, dear. Whatever you say, dear. Waldo, yeah. Oh, I know. It's already been like that. Oh, man. You don't have to remind me. Okay. Regardless, we got Blue Fort now. Moving up here in a language. What are they saying? Alright, we got the MRAP up here. OFCRA still not watching this spot. A little bit of weakness on this spot, too, is there is a freaking hedge right here that's going to block viewership of that little area there. Honestly, they should have set up a little further up here because they would still have the hedges to immediately fall back on and get more overwatch. So this is going to allow for Blue Fort to pretty much go right on top of their position without them realizing. So, yeah, a little bit of a misread of the terrain because you can actually see the little hilltops that are right here, specifically this one that's blocking their way, and you can see it manifest right there. So Blue Force is going to be able to get a good chunk of forces by here. We also have Blue Force scouting out this position. And it looks like this is going to be the main crossing point, this dam here, to get all of Blue Fort across this area. And if they don't find it comfortable to use, they're just going to go on the low ground right here, and then they can just ride it up. Because, again, the riverbed is pretty dried up here. You know, the funny thing is, I think I know exactly where this terrain is trying to model in Ukraine, funny enough. Like, I know the exact type of terrain we're going for right here based off of what I look at. So, yeah, not a bad AO to fight in. It's going to give the attackers a lot of room to maneuver up to OFCRA, though. And we see OFCRA setting up a nice little internal perimeter here on the AO, which I do appreciate. I always love internal defense with the objective itself. And, I mean, since OFCRA has a lot of manpower, they're able to do both that and, I mean, look at this nice defensive line here.
Nice husband I have here. Mwah! Sorry, I'm very excited to call you hubby.
It's fine.
You look so cute.
I'm only a little embarrassed. It's okay.
Husband.
No, we don't.
Okay, good. I'll stay here. I'll be the
Bro's got a shotgun.
guy with the shotgun.
Poll was 65k, OFCRA 31k. No, 65k Blue Fort, 31k OFCRA. Gotcha. 2 to 3 years, Ian.
Even if I'm your wife, I must still hydrate you.
Wait, what? Why do you have the glass of water? I can't. Oh, no.
She's done it.
Okay. Angel, I feel like that was done on purpose. I can't honestly hear you with this headset on.
I like that people call you Mr. Boomerang.
Oh.
Posture check, no shrimping.
Okay.
No shrimping, husband.
Okay, I gotcha.
No
I
shrimping,
gotcha.
husband.
I gotcha.
Husband! Okay,
Someone's excited. I didn't say that.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, she still will waterboard me, don't you worry. God damn. What did you say? Yeah, great. Now it's spousal abuse.
It's only abuse if you don't like it.
Alright.
Why is there room?
Huh? Because it was requested.
By who?
For breakfast, remember? Okay, that's a different story we'll talk about later. Brig, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for the 9-person raid. Ow. We're doing a 206-player PvP stream right now. I think Blue 4 knows there's something up there because we have them camping at the edge here. Okay. RDZ, if you type !OFCRA, you'll find all the information there. Alright, I'm gonna have to mute myself soon for the team speak because we're gonna start hearing dead people. Can someone type the OFCRA command for RDZ, please? Thank you, Ian. Right, hold on, I'm gonna mute myself locally because it's not fun to hear 200 voices. All right, main Blue 4 convoy. It looks like they're slowing down a little bit just to make sure that they are established on this side and they avoid any contact. We do have Op4 with an IFV trying to do some long-range scouting from this position. They have a really nice open kill zone to work with. I think their render range is going to go a little beyond mine. We do have Op4 sending a single AT guy up to this hill. It's Cheeseburger. And we just had an artillery round land in the middle of an Op4 position. That has knocked Depso out. We have a man dead next to him. That was Pogo, Kevin, and Danny Sweet all dead. Kremit trying to get in the MRAP here. This Op4 position entirely nuked. That is probably because there is a Blue 4 drone operator coordinating to call in these shots. But you can see where we have multiple Op4 casualties. 2 there, 1 there, and then Depso is knocked out with that shotty. So we are actually going to have a competent artillery gunner on Blue 4's side today. That is incredibly rare. Who's doing the shooting? Pirate Sandwich, credited for 2 kills out of the 3. Pretty good start. It's rare to see a good artillery player in OFCRA, but damn, when it works, it works. That is going to allow for Blue 4 to now position themselves right on this ridge and start moving into the objective area through this little riverbed here. And then you got some points that can get right onto the position itself. So great opening by Blue 4. Then you got that AMX over here. Also providing some long-range security, seeing if it can scout anything from that far north ridge. Op4, we do have a good chunk of infantry on the far western flank. It could come in and do a nice flanking maneuver, but we do have the 2 BMP2s on the north that could thwart that plan. Now we're going to start getting into the game of 5D chess. That is large-scale tactic Arma 3 PvP. It is going to be Lolo's Mind against Settler, and Settler just got dealt a pretty nasty black eye. Can we see Op4's artillery counter with any drones scouting for these Blue 4 teams? Because I'm going to be honest, this would be a pretty nasty spot to counter battery. We might also see IFVs or tanks sneak beyond each other's lines so they can potentially hunt for their opponent's artillery piece. Op4s we have pretty well hidden away. They have a really nice open spot in this tree area here. That is a very good spot to have it. Plus, it's right next to the objective, and the enemy is only going to get closer, not farther. Blue 4, though, we see that they are keeping theirs at the rear of a convoy. It's going to be more exposed, but is Op4 willing to push their recon drones deep into Blue 4's perceived territory to try to catch them out as they advance? Because technically they could engage from any spot, but the closer the Blue 4 artillery tank is, the more accurate the rounds are going to be. Devil, 9 out of 10 times OFCRA artillery is dog shit. I will stand by that. But the 1 out of 10 where it actually hits, well, you see the result. Now, I gotta wonder if Depso bled out or actually woke up. He did wake up. He is doing medical, but most of his unit has been taken out. We see Kremet died in the vehicle as it cooked off. Absolutely brutal. Now we have a Blue Force Scout APC coming up. This has a whole squad within it. One thing about the 113s is they are incredibly loud. You can hear them up to a kilometer away. Little less if you got your own vehicle engine going, but we see that they're sticking in the low ground. They're trying to use the suburban area here as a bit of cover. But pretty soon you're going to start having these OPFOR guys hear it, and we do have an RPG gunner on point, so if they try to rush down the road, they should be intercepted and engaged. But if Blue 4 continues this cautious streak where they're reconning their areas here with either scouting forces or more preferably drones, they should be able to find where OPFOR is setting up all their ambushes and then just spank them with artillery. A little bit of a defensive dug-in position here. We see a lot of older trenches here. You can tell because it's, you know, pretty potched out dirt, not really well maintained. But hey, cover is cover. You can see the remnants of a previous engagement here too, but that's created a lot of craters from shells and a lot of cover to potentially use. Gotta wonder if OPFOR might try to send a counterattack force from over here. We do have them guns up. They do have good eyes along this road. We might see a long-range engagement here as well. Haha, Lemani, I appreciate it, man. You know what? I'll check my fridge if I have any Guinness. I might drink one tonight during POG. Just to relax, have a bit of fun. I don't want to get drunk, but definitely wouldn't mind a good buzz going. All right, we do have an IFV literally right in front, but again, it's trying to maximize the usage of this territory over here. It is not doing any direct security. Have a little bit of blood, someone probably bleeding out with a light wound that they don't even notice. It's not really going to do anything. We do have some M72s in play, but this group kind of lacks some long-range AT. We do have that vehicle now engaging the Bulldog over here. It is giving some blind return fire. The AT gunner back here with the NLAW is still there, but this is a pretty long range for the NLAW to fire. And look at that, Blue 4 now taking over that OPFOR position and starting to do a dismount of forces over here. Again, really great opening artillery barrage, but can Blue 4 keep up the momentum? BMPs, meanwhile, have dismounted on the far northwestern flank here. And OPFOR, they do have some forces all around, but I don't know. We do have the MRZR. This is one of the scouting vehicles, though, but they don't have any AT, so they're going to be possible victims of that BMP2 group. Yeah, right. Oh, Lemony, it will be. Don't worry. I remember when I first tried alcohol, I hated the taste of Guinness. It took a few years for me to develop a nice taste for my Irish roots, but I'm glad I do. I love cooking with it, though. Anything beer battered has to be Guinness. All right, so Depso is retreating with his element here. We see OPFOR, they're trying to use this riverbed here as a bit of cover. However, that might put them in a more exposed position to get hit by an M72 Law from these guys. I mean, that angle is probably going to be the best angle these guys get, but with an M72, they're going to have to hit the top of the vehicle. Top of the vehicle is where it is least armored, by the way. Right in here where the engine block is. If they can do that, they could potentially cook the vehicle off. Or they could hit to the right, penetrate this little driver cap, kill the driver with the round, or they could penetrate into the gunner section and take out the gunner and the commander. There's a lot of good areas to hit here. What they don't want to hit is the rear portion, because this is just where the crew compartment is. But with this angle, they've got literally the best possible angle to work with engagement here. But can Blue 4 make the shot is the real question. 450 meters. Laws, you typically can range out to about 400, I think, so they'd have to do a little bit of a guesstimation, but any good AT gunner can make the shot, but it looks like the vehicle is now repositioning. It's stouts, but it's something. That's fair. More of a cider guy myself. You get used to it. Exactly. Oh, yeah, no. One of these days I'll travel over to Ireland. I got a family castle I gotta go see over there. Won't dox myself and tell you the one, but... What a weird combo as an Irish, Italian, Mexican. Dry or sweet cider? Semi-sweet. Most of the ciders in America are, like, overly sweet. That's why I kind of hate it, and that's why I make my own. Which... Oh, no, I did put those 4 gallons in my rack. Cool. All right. I got 4 gallons of an apple pie cider going right now. Oh, that's going to taste good in a few months. I only like dry ciders if it has a good apple blend. Like, you got a Granny Smith going with something else, so you get, like, a tart and then, you know, just a pure apple flavor. But there's good dry ciders and there's bad dry ciders. I think the main difference is if you actually use fruit juice compared to concentrate. Concentrate dry is... but, like, actual fruit dry can be pretty good. But... I mean, we can do a full-on breakdown of ciders later, but for now, let's keep it to OFCRA. Whiskey is also good. Strombo's pretty good. Again, like I just said, though, we can save this for another time. Put a pin in it. Unless no combat happens for the next 10 minutes. I just heard an artillery shell hit. All right, so that is one of the guys that died from an artillery shell earlier. So we have OPFOR getting hit with another set of artillery here. Blue 4 continuing to use a drone to range and strike at anybody that is on the border with their main force pushing because their artillery tank is moving with this line. So these guys took a few hits. They immediately moved into some buildings. Smart call by Blue 4. These buildings are going to be difficult to collapse because they're the Livonian assets. Not impossible, though. But Yardy Shell basically has to hit the building to potentially collapse it, so it's difficult to do. Better places to hide with from artillery would be the crater shells themselves, but the one thing you gotta be worried about, though, is if you're using laser-guided artillery, because the AR-2 darters do have laser designators, and they could literally just walk the shot right on top of people, but... Based off of the spread, I don't think that's the case. But I could be wrong. I think it would be really, really deadly to see artillery laser-designated shells being worked against each other, but you never know. We're about to have another engagement here. As I say that, it kicks off Blue 4 and OPFOR. I think it was OPFOR. Sloppy. This is why we don't let Twig King pick the squad group, goddammit. He's taking a few shots. They managed to get a knockout on overdrive here as these guys are slowly returning fire. So we have on Blue 4 some of the Ukrainian forces. OPFOR... This might be the Americans here. Okay, I see some AT-4s. I see some SPARs here. That's the vanilla term for it. I think it's 416s. But they've got the SMA. Okay, yeah, that's an American. Yeah, so these are Americans. Now... OPFOR is outnumbered here, but Blue 4 has a lot of their stuff still on the south. We also see a Warrior IFV in play, so the British have a vehicle deployed here. And then we got OPFOR sending 2 interdictors into the group. We got Alexander on the left side, Curie on the right. Alexander, he is a German player here because we see a 416 with a Panzerfaust. Then down here, you got Curie as a marksman with a Mark 11. But he can't seem to find an angle on any of the Blue 4 guys because they're staying up on the hill. However, we have a Blue 4 fire team now coming around. Based off the GPMG, these appear to be the British coming around. They're going to run right into Alexander, and that pole is going to give him away. He gets spotted. And now it's a 4v1. He tries to pop some smoke on his position, but it's too late. And he gets headshotted. AT coming up as a shock weapon, but it is just short. No kills there. Quickly looking at the map, we're going to have another firefight right here soon unless OPFOR pulls away. More Blue 4 coming up to where OPFOR took those artillery rounds. But otherwise, this is the outlier fight here. Blue 4 have the manpower to potentially push all of the OPFOR elements back here. Especially if we see Blue 4 commit their IFVs. But if Blue 4 continue to keep the infantry separated out like this, they might defeat themselves in detail, and OPFOR might actually be able to end up engaging a much bigger element than they have any right to. If the infantry screens get taken out, then the vehicles are left wide open, and OPFOR can definitely snipe out a few of Blue 4's key vehicles before the main fights even begin. Trying to get a good angle here. So I'm just trying to give you guys a good visual of what we're working with here. Nap has a -1. That's not good. But you can see they just have these holographics to work with. And it's not the best situation. I'm going to be honest, the marksmen are probably going to have the most fun in these scenarios here, but it's also exhilarating to have some AT and be able to take out some tanks. All right, you see OPFOR, they just coordinated a massive suppression of fire together. That is something Twig King likes to do with his forces here. So with that massive barrage, they're kind of telegraphing their strength to their opponent here. And they're forcing Blue 4 to give a return fire. Overdrive looks like he woke up. But now that they've had Blue 4 return fire, OPFOR have now honed in on where Blue 4 is. And you see that they're a little exposed, taking shots. Curie getting some marksman shots in on who he can see. Nick here stays in position, gets shot, and knocked out. We might see some double tap. Hagrid also gets knocked out. Overdrive blindly suppressing, but this is causing Blue 4 to play their hand as we see an IFV now coming in to assist. The other BMP has also moved up on the right side. They're trying to get some overwatching elements on the flanks of the infantry. That's not a bad call. We also have the warrior coming up on the side, but OPFOR have expected something like this, but these are just the scouts. Hopefully they're going to be able to tell OPFOR of these vehicles coming in, but it doesn't matter as we see one of the BMPs announce themselves with a barrage of HE autocannon fire, and Twig is knocked out. He might wake up, he might not. We do see Killer J trying to get that SMAW out. He would have the range to engage these BMPs, but from here he is heavily exposed. But within 1,000 meters is the strike range of that SMAW. But now we have another BMP pushing up. It's a little confused. It's looking at friendly smoke, thinking it might be enemy. Curie's going to be able to call this vehicle out as he goes prone. He might be able to have an AT gunner come down. We see a ranging shot come out from the SMAW. That's a 9mm with a tracer. And Twig gets double tapped. The SMAW misses. The round goes just short, but the crew is really content on watching this smoke instead. We also see one of the vehicles OPFOR used to get up here get cooked off. Without Twig King's leadership, I think OPFOR is screwed in this situation, and the SMAW gunner just keeps missing. That opportunity is lost here. I think OPFOR's best bet is to pull back. We already see the recon team over here. It's going to get in its MRZR and pull away. It can't do anything here when there are multiple IFVs trying to hunt for them. Curie's in a really tough spot here, and Curie's dead. Alright, we just caster cursed Curie, but you know, when you're prone in front of a BMP2, I mean, what are you gonna do? SMAW gunner just got Curie killed by, well, not not hitting the shot. Oops. Feel free if you see Curie to tell him, yeah, I caster cursed his ass. You see some more shots coming up here. That's more 20mm HE. And the MRZR is instead going to try to hide in the tree line, maybe to let the player base pass so they can then harass the rear of the force. Meanwhile, looking over here, we have the main force for Blue 4 pushing in against a nice gradient of defense for OPFOR here. Reinforcements coming in to assist this OPFOR group, maybe to come in as a counterattack force. They might have been mobilized earlier, potentially go up and help this group, but now they're going to be cut off and trying to help this element here hold the front line. I'm going to be honest, right call to make. Front line, more important to hold than a fringe group deep in enemy territory at this point. These guys are going to have a long walk to get away, but if they start moving now, they can make it. But otherwise, We do have Blue 4 with a little bit of a terrain advantage, but Op 4, we've got a lot of buildings for them to work with and windows, stable positions of fire. And Blue 4 are going to be coming down the hill into Op 4 sightlines. Look at Bauer here with 3 kills already. Wow. This fight just started, and he's already cleaned up 3 people. Yeah, body, 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 body. 2 of those bodies are on con. I just heard an AT launch. Yep, so we see an AR-2 darter falling out of the sky here as Mua, the AA group, was able to find Blue 4's darter and take it out. That is going to eliminate the spotting that they were using for their artillery tank. So a good call there. We have another Blue 4 group here. They've spotted an Op 4 element. Op 4 trying to smoke and move away because this is not an advantageous position for them to be fighting him. But the IFV is coming up to assist them. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. That IFV is about to have a bad day, as it is trying to charge over to help. They hit, though, the rear, which is the crew compartment. Looks like they were able to damage a wheel with that, but if you want to hit the IFV, you got to hit it in the front. Otherwise, Blue 4 more than likely going to win that fight because they were able to scare off the IFV, making them think they were taking accurate AT fire. Blue 4, meanwhile, they have lost their first wave of forces. We do see Op 4 now starting to come in with a counterattack, but more artillery is coming onto Op 4's defensive line. Now that they don't have the darter, it's going to be a little harder for this artillery to range itself, but it is getting close. They're going to have to rely on someone on the ground to range it out, or they have a second backup drone in the sky that's already up and ranging those shells. So if they just adjust them 10 meters northeast, these Op 4 elements are in for a very bad day. Looking back at some Op 4 elements that are actually having a bad day right now, we see that some of them have mounted up and they are trying to pull away here. 2 are going to be able to pull away. The vehicles have pulled off of that ridge more locally to try to hunt infantry. We have Oddball getting into this MRAP, and then we got 5 guys back here. Maybe we'll see some of them load up into the MRAP, and most of them will try to pull away. But it looks like the MRZR group has also pulled away back here. Interesting. We have some more shots going up. Another Blue 4 member is taken out. That's Raposo. I just heard AT fire out. Looks like Op 4 is firing AT into this Blue 4 element here. They managed to actually hit the Bulldog APC and cause her engine to get knocked and even cook it off. Beautiful shot right there, as we see Op 4 now looking over to try to engage Blue 4 that they see. Blue 4 now trying to desperately push over to these buildings, but crossing the open is causing them to get taken. You have some additional Blue 4 elements pushing down. That is bifurcating the Op 4 defensive line here. Now we're going to see a big chunk of Blue 4 engaging a smaller group of Op 4. Can Op 4 outperform the massive Blue 4 numbers here? We're seeing Op 4, though, getting units taken out. Looks like that AT gunner was just hit. GL's also coming up to this position. And then we do have an Op 4 flanking element right here. Blue 4 managed to dig some entrenchments. Looks like a squad leader for Blue 4 was just taken out. As we have more Op 4 now moving in the rear of this Blue 4 element and ripping them apart. However, they have overexposed themselves, and there's another Blue 4 group now shooting into their rear. So this Op 4 element now needs to turn around and face that element. But we do have a single Op 4 player, Cheeseburger, on 3 kills as well, moving up to try to help clean forces up here. So it is a mess on the contact line in the Central Assault Group. Blue 4, though, forcing this Op 4 group back. They had a lot more than 5 earlier, so they've taken casualties. And then we have this element over here trying to drive by, but look at this. Blue 4 have sent an interdicting AT team. No, this is not an AT team. This is their scout team. So they're not going to be able to do anything against the MRAPs crossing. But we do have the IFVs now being incredibly aggressive on their maneuvering, trying to hunt for any remaining Op 4 players on that side. So on the outskirts fighting, Blue 4 is winning. On the main fighting, though, Op 4 is putting up a good fight. I wouldn't necessarily say winning, though. We see a good chunk of skulls on Blue 4's side, though. Op 4, we're also seeing a good chunk of skulls as well. It is anyone's game at this point. Lemony, big maybe on that. Reforger is not my focus because it's very lacking compared to what we can do in Arma 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have Zixme in chat, who is one of the biggest OFCRA veterans, in my opinion. I always like to hype him up, and usually he performs. Sometimes he doesn't. I laugh at him, but that's okay. Zixme just basically saying, yeah, with these large-scale PvP operations, communications is definitely the biggest weakness in the operation. All good, Lemony. But Zixme, what is your opinion on Poland? Is that a smoke round? No, that was an HE round that got caught in a tree and didn't detonate. That's kind of funny. All right, so the OPFOR group over here has gotten bum rushed. They did do a decent chunk of damage to the blue 4 elements here, but it wasn't enough. I do love how they're going onto each other's shoulders, though, and trying to shoot over the fence. But, I mean, we've got some really good players on blue 4 here. Fact of the House, Nubass, Parthius. I mean, these guys know OFCRA in and out. Now that they've joined the NATO armed forces, I cannot comment on Polish people. I can still call them trash. God damn. That's funny. Zixme's a great guy. Unless you're Polish, apparently. Anyway. So, the OPFOR element that was flanking is now getting broken in by the forces up here. We do have Dymus, who has found some of the blue 4 MRAPs here. He's trying to use these to scout out anything. Blue 4 sending a reserve team to come and reinforce this group. But looking at the numbers, the main force is still okay. Blue 4 has another group up here. Oh, it's Dream and Zog and Nemesis up there. That's neat. They're trying to pick off what remains of that main OPFOR defensive line. OPFOR have a few remnants here. Some are retreating. You got Staub over here who's still checking around, trying to be cautious. But we do have quite a few blue 4 knockouts around here as well, but I think OPFOR is retreating from this spot. Scrolling out, checking the outline fights, we see blue 4 slowly surrounding the OPFOR elements up here as the MRZR is trying to run away from the warrior. But with these tree lines, that MRZR might actually be able to get away. Thought I saw a billow of smoke, but I must have misidentified. And over on the right flank over here, that billow of smoke, I think, is what remains of... Actually, I don't know. But either way, we've got OPFOR. They're now on this position. They have had a friendly get sniped here. And we do have this IFV. Smart call here. It's using its crew compartment as spaced armor to ward off a T shot. And it's trying to come in now to provide some fire support to that remaining squad. If we scroll all the way out here, we can see that blue 4 have their infantry, or at least what remains of them, in 3 big elements here. Meanwhile, OPFOR, we still have a big chunk of infantry on the defensive objective itself. So I'd say OPFOR have a very slight lead. But if blue 4 can easily clean up these 2 outlier fights, I think that could quickly turn around. It's still too early to call GG yet. However, the first point of the game will be scored in a minute and a half, and that is 1 point for the red zone. Then we're going to start seeing scoring every 10 minutes. Nemesis working on Dream because Dream got shot in the face. Go figure. Zixme, I was in one a few weeks ago. In the Vietnam stuff. It was fun. That's another AA launch. And another blue 4 drone. You can see it, the little smoke trail right here. All right, so the second drone that blue 4 was using to scout artillery has been taken out. At least I think. It might have actually been blue 4 engaging an OPFOR drone. It's hard to say. We do have the AMX out here. If I find a blue 4 drone operator and I do this with them, I can actually see their drones on the map. That means Gale doesn't have a drone terminal. That or there's just no drones deployed. I know, Zixme. That's why I do them, because it's quicker. Ian, if you don't mind, let me address that after the stream, because we'll have time before Pog. Pog is in 3.5 hours. I'm having him do a smaller AO in the middle, but it's still going to be pretty action-packed. Zixme, I will never side lead a major PvP event again. If you want to know why, look up my VODS channel and look up CCO6. It's been 5 or 6 years since that, but I really don't want to deal with that ever again. Beautiful GL shot by OWO here. I can't believe I just said that with a serious face. But Donatish just got blown away. All right, so OPFOR, they pulled back their flanking group here. They stole a Blue 4 vehicle, and they're trying to move away. Blue 4 now trying to move a few forces down. Back on the main OPFOR central line, but you also see that OPFOR is starting to potentially mount forces up here. Control of Navarra for the 40-minute part has been cashed in. OPFOR get 1 point. Points will come in every 10 minutes to that. Meanwhile, OPFOR trying to hold here. Looks like they actually managed to beta BMP2 in the open and disable it and knock out one of the crewmen. So the BMP2 went a little overzealous here, got ahead of its infantry screen, and OPFOR were actually able to bait it and take it out with an AT shot. I'm not sure if it can still be repaired, but good engagement by OPFOR nonetheless by pulling Blue 4 in and causing them to overextend. OPFOR retreating with 4 guys and a stolen Blue 4 MRAP. That's pretty funny. Yep, point is 1-0 OPFOR, but it's still anyone's game. Because at the 70 and 80 minute marks, those go from 1 point to 2 point scores. Yes, I did caster curse you, Kiri, but that's because your small gunner missed twice, so that's not really my... Yeah, with spotting rounds, mind you, and he still missed. So that's... You can't blame me for caster cursing you at that point. Blame your small gunner. I'm sorry. That one I won't take credit for. Alright, we have another British guy that just got taken out. Is that Nemesis? No, it was, I actually don't know. Different player. Oh, Shea bled out. That's a shame. But now that group is reinforcing, and they're going to start trying to push out the remaining OPFOR remnant here, as we see quite a bit of them just grabbing the vehicles and running. Ah, their platoon leader's down, so they can't even coordinate. It's Depso. Wait a second. Blue 4 is going to think that's a friendly vehicle because it's a Blue 4 vehicle. Does OPFOR have AT? They just found Blue 4's AMX. Oh, no. And there goes Blue 4's AMX. The scout forum just turned around and went, huh? What happened? Blue 4's armor-destroying asset just got sniped. He's now looking up at the sky at the birds, the sun. I see. He's praying to God now that he's realized he might be in a little bit of trouble. Oh, now he gets his head down after his prayer. He's looking around. Unfortunately, he is now going to get Hillary Clinton. Demas puts multiple shots of 5.56 in the back of Gale's head. I'm going to rule that as a suicide. Hillary Clinton style. Meanwhile, the remainder of OPFOR is getting taken out. Swola gets a little overconfident, gets to a 1v1, and PZO blows him away. We have a Bulldog charging forward, though. No one on the gun, though. Cheeseburger on the flank gets a beautiful hit on the Bulldog, and somehow makes Ash... I see. So even though Cheeseburger just got knocked out, he was using... I don't have a word. I don't know how you somehow... Okay, so Cheeseburger gets the vehicle kill, somehow force pulls Ash out of the vehicle, cooks off the vehicle, and it somehow saves Ash's life. How? Don't know. Yeah, he hits the ejection seat button. Definitely an interesting one there. And now it's up to Honig here to get a few more kills before he is taken out, because he is surrounded by some Blue 4 heavy hitters. Meanwhile, you got this MRAP now pulling around. Blue 4 have sent a counterattack team in. They do have a SMA. Can they identify that that is an enemy-controlled vehicle? Flesh, the lid. The lid. No, no, the lid. The lid. Yeah. Ariel's like, wait a minute. Who are you? But Flesh doesn't seem interested in that. We just heard an artillery round land back here. That might be OPFOR trying to do some counter battery on Blue 4 because it looks like they've cleared out that final defender. And Demas gets his group of 4 away, and now they can be malicious little shits on Blue 4's backline. That's pretty funny. Meanwhile, looking at the side fight, Blue 4 are losing manpower. Oddball chucks a grenade literally in the perfect place. and gets a triple kill. Oddball kills one with the gun, gets two with the grenade. I can't believe we just caught that. They're so good now they're taking friendly fire from the other Op 4 position as they're getting taken out by the Blue 4 over here. So Blue 4 is saving the elite Op 4 players from their own side. Oddball double tapping, finds more AT. So I think he's making up. I don't know if he had the small gun earlier or if he took that from a dead player, but damn. Gunner has remounted the vehicle and is looking around. And then you still have the MRZR back here, just slowly pulling forces back. But again, they're not really going to be able to do much because they're just trying to camp the side of the map. They're not going to be effective. And we've got the Blue 4 tank right here doing a pretty nasty overwatch. They're waiting for the Blue 4 vehicles to come over here. I'm sorry, I called it the Blue 4 tank. It's because it's that US, what's the name? Booker failed air assault tank, but really nice that they've positioned it here to basically wait for any of the IFEs that Blue 4 has to come down so they can pretty much snipe them. Good call there. Classic player-based moment. Yeah, right? There's plenty of them. All right, so looking at Op 4's manpower, I mean, look at all that in reserve. Look at all the stuff we still have out here, especially the IFEs, and then look at what Blue 4 has if we scroll out. I mean, scrolling up, nearly fully wiped squad there, half wiped squad there. Some elements have quite a few skulls in them. But I mean, Op 4, we still have entirely fresh groups. Nearly fully wiped group there, but I mean, fresh. Half strength. But it's clear who has the manpower advantage right now, let's be honest. You never want to see the defenders with the manpower advantage because you're going to be losing more forces to flat attrition. So this MRAP's trying to get away. We got the IFEs covering the rear, but unfortunately, there's too many trees in the way. You've got these guys potentially calling out that they hear a vehicle. They're popping smoke. They did have a man go down right here, so I guess they're trying to check on him. And Sarna's missed a memo here as he's just running in. All right, Sarna, I like the energy. We'll check on you later. I'm sure you'll be fine. But yeah, once again, Epstein gets away with. I don't think I'd be canceled for that one, right? Anyway, 50-50, I agree. Yeah. We might see a drone hit him, but you never know. Meanwhile, the Op 4 defenders in this building take some fire. One of them gets headshotted. Rambo, normally a really good player here, is getting grenades thrown on his position. He's trying to call out that he's under fire. He's on 2 kills. He's the last defender in this sector, and he's just looking out the window. I don't know, Rambo. You're running out of options here. He takes fire because he's got a lawn gun. That's going to give him away. He's trying to call for help, but he has no one. And Kerrigan makes him suck the top of his G36 and, well, takes the top off of Rambo's face. See, that's why I don't want to make those jokes, because then we're going to start getting the political jokes, and regardless of what I think about it, if I say one thing, it's going to alienate the other half of the viewer base. I don't like to touch it, but sometimes I blurt out my mouth. He did trip down the stairs. Rambo's the only good pulls? Jesus, 6 me. God damn. Oh, you're good, Lemony. You're good. I just don't want to continue a trend we accidentally started yesterday where we got into some heavy stuff during me messing around as a clanker, and I just want that to be a one-off, and we go from there. Falcon, hold my beer. Bro, Serrana, what are you doing? I think Serrana's realized by hearing the autocannons, he might be in trouble. But we'll see what he does. BMP is plinking at this 3-man team over here, maybe at their vehicle. I don't have a beer yet, but I will later. Don't worry. Ah, I see. So they're shooting at the vehicle there. Next 10 minutes have gone by. A second point has been added to OFCRA's tally. Look, this is all fun and games, but oh, look at that! Wait a minute. What do we got burning back here? We got 2 vehicles down. One of them tried to save themselves. I'm betting one of those is the warrior. So that tank has successfully baited 2 vehicles out here. One appears to have been a transport. And the other, I'm willing to bet, is the warrior IFE. Yes, it is. Goddamn. Sam is really good in a vehicle. Especially if he's paired with someone like Lolo, who's really good at placing the vehicle. Yeah, so Sam's got any Lolo's driving, but they like to switch off too. I dare say Sam is with Lolo especially, they are masters at baiting enemies to come towards them and to basically then snipe them with a big-ass gun. You know, a really, really hot load goes right into that vehicle, just completely destroys it. So I dare say Sam and Lolo, masters at baiting. Definitely. That's one of my favorite jokes to tell on this channel, okay? So if it ever gets repetitive, just know it's going to come back tomorrow. Sam is mega cringe and he gets the honorary Polish title from you. Wait a minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, 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 no. I know an alien when I see one. Hold on. What? You see that, man? He's not holding his gun right now. He's doing that thing where his arms are in the ground. But if we get close enough to him, this is how we spot aliens. See, we're gonna slowly. He's prone now, so it's gonna be harder to detect, but he's doing the thing. Fetty's an alien. I'm paranoid? I don't know. Oh, well, OFCRA noticed the alien. Just watch his arms. I think he knows. He senses that we're looking at him now. Now he's not doing it. I just heard a small round. Oh, no. This would be a 690-meter shot. I think that one was just short. I think it was just short. I don't see an impact anywhere. Good attempt, though. Oh, and now the BMP is returning fire. I'm going to be honest, this is why you don't really see the SMA in my ops, because in my opinion, it is a bit of a pain in the ass to use. Just a little bit of a pain in the ass. All right, Blue 4, just to get out of that real quick, they're trying to reform their center line. We do have an IFV over here. I think it's been tasked with hunting down Blue 4's artillery tank. I think this is amphibious, too, because we do have the back duckbills here. All right, that might be the duckbill shape for it to be amphibious. The jets. Whatever, the propulsion system. So they might be able to hunt down that artillery piece. All right, Oddball retreating. He's broken away from Zenlith and Watswats here. Both have done a great job of stalling this flank. Orthy Oliver, thanks for the, wow, 3 months of Tier 2, and you are on a 9-month streak. I appreciate you so much, broski. Hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Don't know, Lemony. It's going to be a while, though. With everything that's happened to me over the past 2 years, I'm going to be taking it easy for at least a year. Then maybe do some travel with Bloodwing. We'll see. But stick around, buddy. I'll hit you up whenever that comes up. Now you have to watch from the stream rather than from the sights of Enigla. Were you one of the guys that shot down one of those 2 drones? If so, how'd you die? IFV's pushing out. Looks like they broke their wheels, though. That's unfortunate. So maybe the IFV will get lucky and catch Command out of position. If Blue 4 Command dies, it's GG. I am willing to call GG because Blue 4 doesn't have the manpower advantage, so they would need to coordinate. I'm also surprised that MRAP's still alive. I thought they put multiple rounds into it, but look at this. Who did it? Did the BMP just randomly cook off? Because it wasn't on fire. Or Sarl. Maybe Sarl found some AT and cooked it, but... Where's the OPFOR tank? No, it's pulled back. I have no idea what cooked off that BMP. Huh. Alright, what are the damn odds that we have this IFV actually stumbling along Blue 4 command? What are the odds? I am not going to go to Limnos like Malin did and then get stuck in the actual salt flats like he did. Also, Limnos is literally a military island, so it would be a little silly if I go there. Plus, with Arma 4 coming out, I mean, the clout's a little gone for it, but you never know. You never know. You were shot from somewhere with some sort of heavier automatic weapon. Generally, I have absolutely no idea what hit me. Fair. Maybe a GPMG or one of the MG3s I've seen on Blue 4. But then again, where you Blue 4 Op 4? I don't know. Did you see the red on red to the east? No. What? I haven't been able to get into Darktide yet. I've only studied half of the changelog. I know Dante and I literally, we updated the game on my computer and looked at it. And at first I'm like, okay, they really pruned these skill trees. But then I actually looked at what they were giving us, and there's a lot more we can get away with now. Yes, Charlotte, why don't we all go do the thing that got 2 Bohemia Interactive devs arrested for espionage? Who wants to join me in going to Limnos and doing an espionage speedrun? Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, let's cause a real diplomatic incident, you know, since I just married into a family that handles diplomatic affairs. Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea, Charlotte. Let's become an IRL streamer and really just, yeah, push for that clout, right? Yeah. God damn. Righto, Falcon, I'll hit you up. I still have to do my silly little challenge in that game. All right, looks like the IFE is at the previous artillery tank's position, but it's being moved forward. These guys are probably regrouping. They're going to be pushing with this main force, and we'll see command coordinate what they have to take the zone. OPFOR have now folded into the high rises around the HQ to hold this area. I think the next cash-in point after those 2 points is the... at least 40 players alive by the 60-minute mark. So if you don't get those 2 points, I think we'll see an early winner here. I'm a little worried about Blue 4 with it. I know OPFOR has the 40, though, so anything's possible. Chad, I'm going for jail for real this time. God damn. Ah, Zixme. You know, if you go do an IRL stream in Poland, I will go do one on Limnos. How about that, buddy? That is my deal to you. I'll have to go up and tell Bloodwing, hey, we gotta go to Greece. Really, Liru? Yeah, I gotta go to Limnos and do something stupid. No. Oh, why not? It'll be fun, I promise. Zenith got AT out. Maybe you heard the Humvee, but the Humvee's now backing off, so. I will be. Oh, don't get me wrong, man. I don't know. With all the crazy shit going on right now, I think the only European country I want to go to is... Actually, 3. Ireland, Poland, and Czech Republic.
Send in Goat Team 6.
Poland would be the only place I actually want to go to, other than Ireland, and then Czech is
they no
Czech
longer
Republic.
share one brain cell between certain teams.
Red Wagon, you know, we got a lot of dead players right now in chat. You can ask them if they're still sharing the brain cell. They would be able to give you a better estimate than I could. Well, thanks for the 38-month resub, buddy. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Yeah, no, I know Bloodwind's gone to Sweden and Denmark. She does love those places and would want me to go as well. Yeah, we'll see. Dad, it's my turn with the brain cell. Yeah, right? Most Americans say it different. Say what different? Ah, that's fine. All right. Wow, wait a minute. So both sides are below 40 players right now. I'm going to head count that, but still completed by the West for control. So OPFOR have 3 to no points. But let me do a quick check. 1, 2. Okay, no, OPFOR. All right, that's a broken trigger. OPFOR have about 70 players still alive. Blue 4, meanwhile, let's count them. So both of them should have gotten those points, so I think it was just a broken trigger, but... It is about 70 to 54. Plus or minus a few because I did a fast count there. So OPFOR have a pretty decent number advantage here, but both of them should have gotten the 1 or 2 points for that. But if neither of them get the points, then the points moot anyway, so... Score should be, I think, 5-2. Because I'm pretty sure that was a 2-point objective to have 40 people alive. Because OPFOR have gotten the 3 points for having the zone since the 40-minute mark. Now it's going to shrink it to the purple zone, and there are 5 more points left on the board. Which means if Blue 4 were to... in the 10 minutes, though, to control the purple zone, I think this is technically GG. Because Blue 4 is still spending too much time to regroup their forces here, and OPFOR can just camp this area. So I guess technically in 10 minutes, it's GG. I just wanted to say that before Sniper killed me, I shot down a Kamikaze FP. Oh, nice. I'm not going to lie. One of the most satisfying feelings you can have in Arma 3 is watching a Kamikaze drone come to you or a buddy and then just lift your rifle and just snipe it out of the sky. That is a very fun high to have in this game. And then you get blown away by something later. But, you know, it's still a cool thing to be able to claim. Dragon? So glad to hear that, buddy. You know, I've been actually hearing a lot of good news from a few people over various things. Like some people are moving, some people are getting jobs or transport, or things are starting to pick up for a lot of people. So, a lot of good news in the world right now. And I just hope that continues with everything. I know, you know, globally there's some crazy shit going on. I mean, there's massive protests in Italy. I mean, there's a bunch of people, like, God. I have to be careful with what I say because, I mean, where I am, the U.S., like, things are so politically charged right now. And that is a bit of a cause for some concern. But beyond that, the day-to-day I hear with all of you guys, things sound positive. And I like it when all of you guys are doing positive, you know? Better than doing negative. Yeah, right? Careful of the social credit. No! I mean, we got to be a little bit careful because California is about to pass a law about restricting what you say on social media, and I'm always worried about that spreading to other states because they already do that in the UK. Guys, if I was a streamer in the UK, I'd be in prison by now, let's be honest. So, you know, I'm watching that with bated breath, but we'll see how things go. Oh, Lemony, you're fine, you're fine. I'm not... Trust me, I did worse yesterday on accident. Because I forgot about something that happened to somebody and made a bad joke. Oh, but regardless. Wait, Blue Force just bum rushing forces in. Was there artillery prep? No. Pyro, how many kills do you have? Pyro's on 5 kills and 2 vehicle kills, so actually he's doing great. Blue 4 is bum rushing some units in. So they've sent a single guy to scout. It's Fonz, because of course it's Fonz. No, wait, Tomer's in there too. It's just not giving me the pluses. Gonna be honest though, if Blue 4 want to win, they need to do something like this. So I applaud this. Honeymoon will be later. I want to book it by this weekend, but see how things go. Melanize, I hope it is that way, and I hope it stays that way at a minimum, because I have a feeling that might spread. But regardless, opt for... Okay, judging from this fact that this is sideways, I think they just tried to dig a trench for their vehicle with the vehicle still in the trench. And what happened was the vehicle was too close to where the trench was being dug, and it armored the vehicle. That happens all the damn time, and it is funny. Please tell me that wasn't Lolo and Sam's tank. Okay, it looked like the top profile of it, so it has to be either a Bulldog or something that they stole, or... Oh, no, it's a 50 cal 113, that's it. It's just sideways, but yeah, okay, so that's the Turk. That's a, yeah, it's a 113. All right. I thought there... Oh, this is an AA team. That's neat. So the other guys are now going south, but again, the remaining points are going to be for the purple zone, so... Maybe they're just trying to get on a different flank to come in. We see some smoke, so they've announced themselves. But look at where the rest of Blue 4 is right now, compared to what's coming in here. So Blue 4, who already are down about 15 players, it's like 54 to 70 players at the moment, if they continue to send in small teams like this, they're just going to get defeated in detail. And OFCRA, I think OFCRA's already won by default because of the timing and the point structure, but yeah. Oh, shut up, 6Me. Yellow chain 6Me. Go destroy his internet connection. Wait, why are you crossing the river to get into this complex? Maybe the tower so you can... Why not just literally use the tall grass to not be... Okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. They're sharing the brain cell. Lizard, yeah. Oh, there we go again. You're right, they want to play in the fun little castle. You're right. I'm wrong. Oh, so they have a full squad back here committing shenanigans. And there's literally a target. Isn't that cute? Let's bring the IFE out. But I don't think they're going to be able to in time. And then you still have this 3-man team just kind of chilling over here, I guess, doing scouting. Look at this formation, though. 2 Bulldogs with a command Humvee in the middle. Weren't there 2 of you? Ah. Literally in the middle of the intersection. Ugh. Ouch. I don't know where these guys were engaging. Ah, they're engaging each other because Blue 4 is like nowhere to be found. Haha. That's funny. And now we've got some people coming into the high-rise here that OPFOR are taking control of. They're stairwell camping it, which is smart. You know, I really feel like buildings like these, for the sake of balance for PvP, should really have 2 stairwells. So that way one can't be super camped compared to the other. Is this the elevator shaft? This has to be. That's funny. But yeah, we'll see them rush up and then run into that defensive zone. And then these guys, yeah, they just want to play in the castle, I guess. I don't know. Here in artillery land. I'm waiting to see the rest of Blue 4 try to maneuver into this position, though. What are they doing? We got some collapsed sheds out here and whatnot. This was a Hainer. All right, Fob captured by East. I'm pretty sure that is now 7 points to OPFOR and it is officially GG. That could be Blue 4's artillery tank also plinking at stuff over here. 20 minutes left. Yeah, no, it's GG. Because there's only 4 more scoreable points, but OPFOR has 7 points and Blue 4 has 2. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Oh. Okay, no, I like this building. It does have a second stairwell. it just waltzed in and freaking murked that guy. Oh my god. Literally, man had the binos out and he's like, huh? And then just gets blown away. And the second guy there is like, huh? Also gets blown away. Huh. Yeah, I didn't notice that. Neat. Now, what are you gonna? You're just gonna go downstairs. He's like, no. Yes. What is that? An FN mag or a GPMG? It looks like an FN mag. I mean, either. No. Yeah. That's an FN mag. Oh, so there were 3 ways up to this building, and they just picked the outside ones. I think Barrows realized he's screwed. I think he heard a grenade. He gets crippled. No, the GPMG usually has a faster fire rate than the FN mag, but I think that's just mod to mod. But like the 3CB mod for 3CB BAF, British Armed Forces, the GPMG there has a faster fire rate than the RHS FN mag. Now, is it supposed to? I don't know. But I'm just saying, mods versus mods compared to IRL, that's the difference we're getting into. Oh, come on, you guys have to hear that medical. Oop. I think he got screwed by the hitboxes there, but damn. All right, looking at the rest of the forces here. Blue 4 are making their move. They still got more forces to come in. Uh-oh. Oh, these guys hear the artillery, and they're coming up to say hello. What happens when you have a lone artillery tank out on its own, and someone named Sloppy FC comes up? Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, that would require the artillery tank to know they're coming. Poor pirate. I mean, for an artillery tank, 2 vehicle kills and 5 infantry kills ain't bad. That doesn't count all the kills that are from cook-off and whatnot. Hit it right in the back. Damn. There it is. Usually when the vehicle auto kicks the crew out, it means it's going to cook off. It's to give the players a chance to run. So we got Depso right here picking up near triple kill. As Cuboid now comes up to try to stop him. Depso on 5. How does Depso have 2 deaths? Wait a minute. I'm gonna let NASA figure that one out. That's He got armored. Okay. Interesting. Like I said, I'm leaving that to the admins to figure out. That's not my call. Blue 4, we have a really good combined force here starting to come in. I hope we're not seeing them shooting at their own guys, though, because I'm pretty sure that GPMG just knocked out their own guy up here. We see these guys coming up. They're trying to engage the forces that are on this high-rise over here. Techno Haven, welcome, buddy. We're just wrapping up this PvP mission. It's got another 15 minutes on it, give or take. I think OFCRA's already won points-wise, but we're just seeing the players wrap up. So it looks like Sam got knocked out by an AT round. Lolo is now trying to drive it away. These guys, I assume, got the hit, because it's definitely disabled by something. Sam wakes back up, gets back on the gun. He's looking around. They quickly retreat to cover. And we have a BMP now engaging the high-rise with autocannon fire. I wonder how much it would take to collapse this building. But we see the autocannon is trying to find where they're seeing movement here and just barraging this position. Oh god, I just saw 2 people ragdoll there. So that takes out a good chunk of the garrison right here. They switch to AP rounds and start tearing through the building walls. Ouch. We have a 3rd guy down over here, so that autocannon just ripped 3 people apart. Now they're trying to range rounds onto this guy. And he gets taken out. That is how you use long-range autocannons in the towards the end of the game. He's on 5 kills. I'm willing to bet he just got all 5 of those kills in that building. Yeah, very little cover in a blown-out high-rise. I mean, if you're going to take autocannon, you need to either start moving floors or move to the side across where you're not getting engaged from go prone and pray they don't switch to AP. So we got the other high-rise here. I mean, you see dead, 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 and then there's 2 guys left in the garrison that are trying to hold it. I just heard AT get launched. They were trying to engage this Humvee with what sounded like an NLA. Depso alone in here with 6 kills now. Another NLA goes in, but it misses, and Bark is still driving. I dare say he's still barking. Bad joke, I know. NASA getting an Overwatch position on the final objective here. He'll be able to put some direct pressure on it. Not a bad call. But he's going to need more manpower to actually push on the position itself. Meanwhile, we have an IFE out here with some OPFOR out and patrolling. We do have the target group, which is the Blue 4 Spec Op team, driving around. But so far, they've been able to avoid that IFE group. We've got additional trickling in forces coming in from back here. That's Blue 4 Command back there, by the way, so they might try to drive in and come in for the rest of this fight. More autocannon shots raining out. Chuckled a little, fair enough. All right, Blue 4 still making their advance. They're trying to send some teams in here, but they are still taking flanking fire from a few elements garrisoning the building. So Dark Kim's got a really good spot here. With this MG3, he is just raining lead down on Blue 4 that are slowly moving up on this little dried out riverbed here. They're trying to look up to find him, but they can't really see him through that tree. MG3 go burr, yeah, right? NASA still on no kills, still scouting that position, but if you look at where OPFOR is deployed, I don't know. I think with more time, Blue 4 could actually overwhelm OPFOR and beat them out on this position, especially with the IFV support, because now we see OPFOR is the one that's kind of spread out. You still have these 2 IFVs kind of marauding around. They would eventually find and eliminate Blue 4's stuff, but Blue 4, with their tactics and coordination of their autocannon vehicles, I think has done more damage to OPFOR than the vice versa. Oh, NASA got lagged out. So his AI is going to be somewhere in this building. That's very unfortunate. That or he just got sniped, but I don't see any blown out glass here. Hearing some long-range autocannon fire. I guess they were just trying to kill this one guy. That weapon was ragdolling right there, which means he was freshly taken out. Tank is back here now looking in that direction. Not credited with kills, though, so maybe these guys got it. But we got some Blue 4 infantry moving by, and they're getting engaged by the defenders here. I'm hearing some artillery shells also landing, because OPFOR does still have their artillery tank hidden away back here. They are up a kill, though. And that is the next 10-minute objective cashed in. We have 10 minutes remaining in the match. OPFOR could very well get a perfect score here. Which, gonna be honest, not that hard for OPFOR to do because they literally started on top of the objective. The challenge was to see if Blue 4 could successfully bully OPFOR out of the defensive position. But all OPFOR had to do was hold it. And they did. Oh, that was your body dream? That's funny. Again, I think Blue 4 could actually take the FOB by the end of the game, but at that point, points-wise, it doesn't matter. All right, I'm going to say it. I think the most useless element here was probably the 4-man recon teams because both sides had darter drones. They had multiple darter drones. The darter drones can do everything that that recon team can do and more. Similar to how when FNF had the X-ray teams. X-ray, done properly with those sniper rifles, is meant to just reinforce the main group and provide direct sniper support into an AO. It is not meant to just go off on its own and do willy-nilly. I have a feeling if we were to see these types of teams come in and just assist the main force rather than just driving around doing whatever the hell they wanted, you would see them actually get a few sniper kills. Oh, that's a drone. Uh-oh. Is it a Blue 4 drone or an OPFOR drone? We're about to find out. Based off of how it's looking over Blue 4 position, I would say it's an OPFOR drone. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Well, we're about to find out if it really is a Blue 4 or an OPFOR drone. No, come on. Come on. Bro, come on. You have to be a Blue 4 drone then if you see that giant all-you-can-eat buffet back here. Come on. We're hearing a massive amount of autocannon fire back here. I think they're fighting the BMP. So the BMP beats out one of the Polish IFEs. More artillery rounds coming in on the rear Blue 4 elements back here. But Blue 4's already aggressively moved up. And I don't hear the drone anymore. Depso has stolen a Polish PKM, the UBK or something, and has managed to climb up to 9 kills. Neat. Now you got Blue 4 elements attempting their assault here, but there's still a lot of OPFOR defenders here. Blue 4, I think, are just running out of manpower. We got more on reserve, but I don't think it's enough. I think the numbers are even now, though, compared to... I am so sorry for hitting the N key there instead of M. But, yeah, based off of everything I see here, numbers are back to being even. Bro's got the flashlight on. There we go. Hearing more AT, it's coming into this tank. Lolo's trying to hold things off. Sam gets taken out because he ran all the way out here and I guess picked a fight with some of the Blue 4 scouts. Gave Fetty a kill. About to say, are those smokes? I think giving Blue 4 a few satchels to clear buildings out would have also been a cool idea. But yeah, with the defensiveness of OPFOR here, I don't think Blue 4 have the ability without like autocannons or other supports to push OPFOR out of these buildings. We've got 5 minutes left. Alright, OFCRA been cleared out of that building. Good job by Blue 4 there, but look at how utterly loosey-goosey everything's spaced out here. You got Blue 4 commanders now driving blindly in. Do I agree with Dream on what? We're doing some medical on their own forces here. We have another OPFOR garrison. We hear more OPFOR artillery. It's short range, so it's going to be as accurate as it can be. Let's just hope it doesn't hit friendly forces. Oh. I think they're trying to range it on Blue 4 here, but we got OPFOR all around. Is that Depso? Yeah, Depso's going to potentially get cooked by friendly arty. Bro's running. That's kind of funny. It looks like OPFOR actually managed to take out one of the buildings that Blue 4 was assaulting from. Oh, this had NASA's body in it, though, so he might have died. Yeah, you can see where the arty is slowly being climbed up on, though. Oddball, I mean, 6 kills for Oddball. He's able to, I think these are dead. Yeah, these are dead OPFOR, though. So he's just harassing the garrison in here. Would I ever stream Helldivers? Maybe. I have a massive list of games on my backlog to do, and I am going to start tackling them Tuesday. Because we have a few challenges and other things that I need to finally put to bed. But I have to do a lot of work. Blue 4 side leader just got killed. That was Lolo. Wombat still driving around back here. I think he's just trying to charge into the AO. We got really good grenade throw right there into the heart of where OPFOR has their force here. Command folds into here, so he's not taken out by a grenade, but his 2 IC is taken out. This is being done by Nemesis, who's on 6 kills. Like I said, it is a potential that Blue 4 might actually be able to take the base over by the end of the game. What a cheeky grenade throw. Wow. By Depso. So he ran into here, and he just got 2 more kills by killing 2 IC and Nemesis, stopping Blue 4 from taking the base. Damn. Sending Nemesis back to his grandpa wheelchair there. Got OPFOR now attacking some of the, counter-attacking some of the Blue 4 assault vectors here. Ah, they're rooftop camping. More arty rounds walking over. That is going to get some knockouts on some Blue 4 infantry here. Horno is animation locked, and I think the animation, I think he's invincible. He's crashing out. But, yeah, no, he's going to be taken by the artillery or the gunfire. Yeah, he gets knocked. A little bit of lag there. Now you're seeing some of these buildings getting blown out. And I think OPFOR have tightened their grip on this area, and in the final desperation of Blue 4 trying to move to actually capitalize on the objective, they got a little too sloppy, I want to say, and taken out. But now we're having red on red again. They're forcing some OPFOR off of their positions, but now it's pretty much GG. Jump shot. Gets knocked by a vehicle, only to have Lolo come out and kill him. But that makes Geralt panic and shoot Lolo dead, and then he gets hit by Blue 4 AT. Okay, take with that what you will. I don't even know what to say about that. What's after this? Pog is going to be in 3 hours. I don't even have a commentate for what the fuck I just witnessed there. I wouldn't... So OPFOR points-wise had a clean sweep. Tactically, it was actually a little closer in the beginning to mid-game, but all the fighting in here, we already knew who was going to win at that point. Both tactically... Well, no, points-wise, yes, tactically it was questionable. Looked like Blue 4 was bouncing back, but then in that, you know, last 10 minutes of quote-unquote go time of the mission, that's when people realize, hey, we've either won it or lost it, and it's GG at that point. So technically this is 10 points because both of them had the 40 players alive by that point, and then this should be the 2 points for Blue Force, so it should be 2-10. But 16-33, and you're 2-1. Actually, no, a 2-1 advantage at that point. And that's GG. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in 2 hours, 45 minutes. I got to handle some DMs with Pog because they told me in chat to reply to them. I think it was Ian about something. But then Saturday, we got a full schedule. Tomorrow, we will have FNF and we'll have DayZ. I still need to ask Dream if he wants to do funny stuff for me on the DayZ stream. But nonetheless, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers. Dream, it will be after FNF. Yep. And otherwise, have a good one.